Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Monday, July 29th. We were saying it was a pretty nice weekend to get outside. It was hot yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But you say it's going to get hotter.
It's going to continue to ramp up in the midweek, where the temperatures on Wednesday should be the warmest we'll experience. Yep, indeed. As we go along, we're seeing some storm activity out there right now, and the possibility of that continuing on for the remainder of the day is about a 30% chance for you. So bear that in mind, and please be careful out there on your ride, because there is some patchy to dense fog out there currently. We'll get into how this all plays out for you. As you can see, some thunderstorm activity over the last 6 hours, and then there's a batch coming in now from Minneapolis. It'll give you a stretch here and give you another view here. This is over the last hour, so you can see where the bulk of that rainfall is right now, heading towards areas by Chicago, and then more of those showers kind of working into the area. Bless you over there, my friend. And in fact, as we go into scattered storm activity, that's a 30% chance, as I mentioned, but as we also mentioned, the heat's going to be picking up, ramping up from today. So we're going to get about 86 degrees today, and going back out to here you can see me here, we're in a marginal risk for severe weather. It's mostly for damaging wind. As we carry over to how this all looks, you can see that rainfall continue on for the next several days, kind of moving into Tuesday and Wednesday, and eventually I'll show you when I come back where this is all going to be going and who's getting it.
All right, Art, well, we'll see you then. Thank you. Breaking overnight in Venezuela, longtime strongman Nicolas Maduro has been declared the winner of Sunday's election. The government-controlled National Electoral Council reports Maduro won more than 51% of the vote, with more than 80% of the votes counted. This marks Maduro's third consecutive 6-year term. Maduro suggested there'd be bloodshed if he lost, but sang a different tune after being declared the winner, saying his re-election was a, quote, triumph of peace, stability, and equality. Iowa's heartbeat bill that would ban most abortions is now in effect. That means an abortion is now deemed illegal in that state once a fetal heartbeat is detected. That comes 1 week after the state's Supreme Court denied Planned Parenthood's request to rehear a challenge to the law. Iowa justices then sent the case to a district judge to decide when to lift the injunction. Supporters of the bill praised the court's decision and said it's not enough.
And so our end goal, our gold standard, has been and will continue to be protecting all life from the moment of conception. So we are looking forward to next legislative session already and hope to introduce a life at conception bill here in Iowa.
Heartbeat bills are controversial because they ban abortions before most women even know they're pregnant. The new law includes exceptions for rape, incest, and medical emergencies, but opponents warn not all victims of rape or incest may be able to access those exceptions.
The rape and incest exclusions are not really that, because that has to be reported, and we know statistically that simply does not happen, especially with young people who are really, really vulnerable, and that's who this hurts the most.
Democrats in the state say they're working to help fight similar bills from passing in the Iowa State House. A wildfire burning in Northern California has grown so large, it's creating its own weather system. The Park Fire is now one of the largest in California history, and the man suspected of sparking the blaze just days ago is due in court today, as CBS's Jared Hill reports.
Near Chico, California, firefighters spent the weekend dousing the largest burning wildfire in the country. This morning, the Park Fire, burning through nearly 550 square miles, has forced thousands of people across 4 counties to flee their homes, some with nothing left to go back to.
People that we know that went by and looked at the property said it's burned down.
A state of emergency has been declared in 3 counties. The man authorities say is responsible for the fire is scheduled to be arraigned in court today. Further south, crews are struggling to control the Boral Fire, burning about 100 miles north of Los Angeles. This year's fire season has been devastating. The number of acres burned in California through the month of July has grown by more than 2,600% compared to this time last year. North of the border, progress in suppressing flames that have destroyed about a third of the Canadian tourist town of Jasper. Even the fire chief losing his home.
Pretty overwhelming. It was hard to kind of put that on the back burner and make sure that we were still performing and doing our jobs to protect what we could.
The flames threatening lives and livelihoods out west are impacting air quality thousands of miles away, even as far as New Hampshire.
Hundreds of uncontained fires continue to burn across parts of the western U.S. and Canada. Activists call it a national day of mourning. People who attended rallies and vigils across the country yesterday are demanding justice for Sonia Massey. Former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson is charged with murder for her death. Officials say he was in her home near Springfield, Illinois, because she called 911 for help. Body cam video shows her taking boiling water off the stove and him firing his weapon. A Minnesota man faces felony drug charges after a K-9 unit found suspected marijuana and meth during a traffic stop near Osseo. The Trumpeldor County Sheriff's Office reports Danny G. Reynolds of New Hope was pulled over around 2 a.m. Saturday in the town of Sumner. A K-9 alerted officers to drugs in the vehicle, leading to the discovery of approximately 30 pounds of marijuana and 1 pound of meth. Reynolds was arrested and taken to the Trumpeldor County Jail on multiple drug-related charges. A man faces charges for check cashing schemes in Madison. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office says 59-year-old Raymond Scott Regal attempted to cash 3 fraudulent checks last week at different financial institutions in Westby, Coon Valley, and Stoddard. Regal was arrested and is now in the Vernon County Jail awaiting a bail hearing. Text messages show local law enforcement flagged former President Donald Trump's shooter more than 90 minutes before the rally. That's according to the New York Times, citing evidence Senator Chuck Grassley obtained. The messages indicate a local sniper reported seeing someone park and sit on a nearby picnic table. They show local law enforcement took a picture of that person 30 minutes later, and he turned out to be the eventual shooter. Another text message notes someone saw the suspect holding a rangefinder and looking toward the stage. Saturday, State Representative Katrina Shanklin's voter outreach tour stopped in La Crosse. Shanklin and Mark Pocan were at Bluffview Park for their canvass launch. At the event, Shanklin shared her thoughts on the upcoming primary and also invited the public to share theirs. Shanklin says people feel strongly about the primaries, and as it gets closer, more people want to attend events like this one.
People are reaching out at, I would say, a record rate. As we get closer to the primary, of course, there's going to be more and more turnout, and people will be even more excited about the race. I think people are looking at the stakes as incredibly high.
The primary election day in Wisconsin is August 13th. A week after President Biden's decision to drop out of the 2024 race and endorse his vice president, the La Crosse County Democratic Party is ramping up its efforts. With less than 100 days until the election, local Democrats report a significant surge in volunteers and donations as they mobilize canvassers for door-to-door outreach.
At first, people were sad. And yes, everybody was sad that Joe stepped down, but he is for party and for his country. Pass the torch to Kamala, and we have got more people in the office wanting to volunteer in some form of fashion.
She adds she hasn't seen this level of enthusiasm since Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. The second gentleman, Douglas Emhoff, was in Wausau Saturday alongside Governor Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin. The program started with a parade and ribbon cutting, featuring a dance performance. Then Governor Evers, Senator Baldwin, and Emhoff all gave short speeches. Emhoff commended President Biden's decision to drop out of the race, but most of the speech was focused on the importance of the upcoming election.
This community right here could decide the election in this state, which could decide the election, the entire election.
He encouraged voters to go to the polls this November. Wisconsin is a swing state and will be vital for the 2024 election. After his appearance, Emhoff went to Stevens Point to give a campaign speech. The time now is 6:08. Still ahead on your morning news. The only fully electric seaplane in the world was on display at an aviation show in our state this weekend. The founder of Citron Research faces fraud charges, and the latest updates on the box office are all coming up. And one expert says oversaving on funds can lead to other stresses. More on what defines oversaving and when to know if you're doing it. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Today is National Chicken Wing Day. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? The day was first celebrated by the city of Buffalo, New York, back in 1977. Chicken wings come in a wide variety of flavors, from sweet and tangy, spicy buffalo, or even loaded with garlic and Parmesan, to name a few. Are you hungry yet? You can celebrate today by visiting your favorite restaurant or bar, have a dipping sauce party with your friends, or even enter in a wing eating competition if you think you can stand the heat. As you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call look with the Sunshine City of Miami, Florida. Stay with us. Your consumer news is after the break.
Chart your career with a welding position at Chart Industries. Do you have a year or more of welding experience? Starting wages up to $35 per hour. We have the job for you. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get up to $7,400 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Chart your career with a welding position at Chart Industries. Do you have a year or more of welding experience? Starting wages up to $35 per hour. We have the job for you. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
All right, taking a look at the rainfall. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that rainfall continues to move into the area slowly but surely coming out of Minneapolis. You're also seeing it circle around Viroqua a lot. That's been going on for like the last hour and a half or so. And then we continue to see more of this rainfall on the way here, possibly for the 7 o'clock hour, 8 o'clock hour as we finish out the day, possibly again at 4 o'clock into the evening hours. That being said, you see the bulk of it down to the south here. That's over the last hour here. The current conditions right now, where we're looking at some 60s, some 70s, mostly 70s. You can see popping around 71 for La Crosse, 70 in Winona, 70 in Eau Claire. Down to the south, those 60s hold on because of that light rainfall. Air cooled air, rain cooled air. Hot air on the way though continues to move through the forecast zone there. Once we get right into tomorrow, so we're heating up tomorrow. 86 degrees today, possibly getting into at least about 89 degrees for tomorrow, and this will continue to bump up into the 90s possibly as we get into stormy conditions going into Wednesday and into Tuesday as well as Thursday. That being said, take a look right now what I've got going on for you. Some shower activity well up to the north by Ladysmith, kind of brushing them possibly, and then for us, we'll see that get into Eau Claire and then eventually kind of sag down to the south a little bit. Rainfall we're expecting as we go through the 9 a.m. hour this morning, maybe a few hundredths of an inch here or less. Not much for us here locally. La Crosse is looking at some shower activity by the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour, and then kind of drying out for a bit. Eau Claire doing the same about the 8 o'clock hour and the same, maybe even 7 o'clock as well, as I mentioned earlier. And then once we get into how this all plays out, the highs for the day, yeah, 85 for Eau Claire, 85 for Black River Falls, and La Crosse at 86. Everybody to the south, a little bit cooler by a degree or two. And that's your look at your weather.
In your consumer news this morning, a fully electric seaplane was on display at an aviation show in Oshkosh. They say it's the only fully electric seaplane in the world. It's not FAA certified to fly in this country, but it's already made 89 flights in Vancouver, Canada. The owners hope to get the innovative prototype certified in 2026 for passenger tours. A prominent investor is facing multiple counts of securities fraud linked to a multi-million-dollar stock market manipulation scheme. Federal prosecutors accuse the founder of Citron Research, Andrew Left, of exploiting his ability to move stock prices. They say the scheme yielded at least $16 million in ill-gotten gains. Left faces 1 count of engaging in a securities fraud scheme, 17 counts of securities fraud, and 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators. And a quick look into the top-hitting box office movies this weekend. Despicable Me 4 is up to $291 million domestic after a third-place weekend worth $14.2 million. Twisters lost the top spot, but $35.3 million gave the Tornado film second place and 10-day domestic total of $155 million. Deadpool and Wolverine crushed its competition. The long-awaited pairing of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman opened with $205 million. That is the biggest debut ever for an R-rated movie and the 8th best opening weekend ever. According to a recent Bankrate survey, just 41% of Americans are comfortable with the amount of emergency savings they currently have. While most people struggle to save, others have an issue with finally using the money they've socked away. Carter Evans spoke to one expert who says oversaving can lead to other stresses.
We have fun. Yes.
Donna Cerna loves to spend time with her family, but what the 86-year-old retiree has a problem spending is the money she's diligently saved. Nina's her daughter-in-law.
She'll see a gorgeous blouse, and we'll look at it, and it'll be $200. Oh, no way, no way.
Depriving herself of things she can afford because of the price.
So it's not going to break the bank?
Absolutely not. But I can't bring myself to buy it.
Isn't that a good thing, though, to be thrifty?
Yeah, thrifty's good. Well, but if we define ourselves by what we are not going to do, then your skills to be able to spend money have totally deteriorated.
Ramit Sethi wrote the book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. On his podcast, he often talks with people who are oversaving out of fear.
We have this myth that if I just had $10,000 more dollars or $50,000 more dollars, then finally I would feel good about money. And I'm here to tell you that's not true.
Cerna says her grandmother taught her to pinch pennies.
Do you think you have enough saved now to take care of yourselves for the rest of your life?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Are you still saving?
Yes.
I told my parents, we don't want a cent from you. You brought us into this world. You taught us everything. Now it's your turn.
Sethi says anyone can learn to make saving and spending less stressful by sticking to a budget with a worry-free number.
It could be $5, could be $50. So if I see something I like for $50, I'm going to get it and I'm going to feel great.
Donna Cerna is hoping to plan a vacation for her entire family.
Get the most comfortable and the nicest thing. Let's do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, God, it's my daughter again.
That's it for your morning consumer news. The time now is 6:17. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett for a look at our forecast. Hi, Art.
Hi, Alexander. Good to see you, my friend. Hey, we have a 30% chance of shower activity out there right now. That continues to press across the area. And then once we get into the next hour or two, we're going to start to see it go bit by bit. You're going to see maybe a shower here, maybe a shower there, maybe a storm working its way out of Minneapolis and heading toward our area. In fact, we get into right now, we're going to warm it up for tomorrow as well as on Wednesday. Humid storms, and then Thursday we have more storm activity and potentially there's a muddy event possibly happening. We could see enough mud that could cause a little bit of a problem here for La Crosse, and we'll talk about that once we get deeper into the evening hours from Greg. We'll talk about that for you here. We've got again that rainfall that I've told you about. This is already exiting out. This is still kind of lingering around Viroqua and then down to La Crosse and the southeastern portion of La Crosse. We're also seeing scattered storm activity for the day, as I mentioned. Then we also have the heat kind of moving in. So these are the things that are going to happen pretty much for the better part of the work week and then into the weekend with the humidity lingering. We have a marginal risk for severe weather today in the form of damaging wind. Tomorrow we'll see a 2% chance for tornadic activity. We'll also see about a 5% chance for large hail as well as damaging wind, and then we'll possibly get back into damaging winds again for Wednesday for your forecast. So we have 3 days of marginal risk for severe weather. As we go into the hot air starts to move in, that'll move into the region again. We talked about this. This was something that even happened last week as well, right? Well, we're going to do it again, but we have storm activity with us this time. We're going to see this go all the way into Tuesday, into Wednesday, and possibly into Thursday before it all begins to kind of bring in the sunshine, possibly for Friday in the afternoon. That being said, for now, we've got the storminess and the rain and the humidity to contend with. We go through the afternoon, you're going to see through the morning hours, you're going to see up to the north a little bit of rainfall heading towards Ladysmith. As we go on the 9 o'clock hour, 10 o'clock hour, kind of brushes by them. Then we see another one come back down and kind of push right down through Eau Claire, from Eau Claire down to here locally in La Crosse and Viroqua. Then we load up the clouds again for tonight, possibly bringing in more of that rainfall potential as we go into about the 11 o'clock hour, with that coming in from the west and then kind of moving into the area, and then up and out it goes by the time we get into 6 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock a.m. in the morning, and we'll be talking about that again. You can see as we go right through the next several hours here, rainfall potential not out of the question. A 30 to 20% chance for Eau Claire. We'll do the same for La Crosse. 40% chance to at least a 30% chance to finish out. You're also going to see the highs for the day just around 86 degrees for us here, 85 up in Eau Claire. Tomorrow we warm it up, bump it up to the upper 80s to the middle 80s for us, and then this is what it'll feel like on your skin going into tomorrow. As you can see, it'll feel like it's in the 90s. So 86, 89, 91 will be the high for Wednesday, but it'll feel much warmer on your skin. And then of course you see we have more of that humidity lingering into the end of the work week. Back to you.
Ooh, all right. Thank you, Art. Coming up, the time now is 6:20. Still ahead, Monday stress already getting to you. In your morning medical news, we'll explore the impacts of chronic stress on the body and reveal some effective ways you can start combating it.
Coming up in sports, championship Sunday for some Legion baseball playoffs. Plus, the Brewers were trying to get back in the win column after dropping the first 2 games to Miami. That and more coming up in the Morning Blitz.
It's the 50th anniversary sale at Home Seasonal Concepts with over $1 million in prize giveaways. Register in-store and at homefurniture.com. Plus, get up to 15% off sale prices on the best selection of porch and patio in the Midwest during the 50th anniversary sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
A lot has changed since the Overhead Door Company installed its first door in 1921. One thing that hasn't? Our commitment to quality. We set the standard a century ago with the first motorized garage door, and we have not stopped innovating since. Today, you can build your dream door with the DoorView app. And with the OHD Anywhere app, you can control your new door from anywhere. So next time you need a repair or replacement for your garage door, look for the red ribbon and trust 100 years of experience, Overhead Door Company.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, lease a new Tacoma for $319 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, you need the personal injury attorneys of Schwabel, Getz & Sieben. Our experienced attorneys are 100% committed to helping our clients receive a fair and equitable settlement. Schwabel, Getz & Sieben can use their size and resources to fight big insurance companies and ensure the best compensation possible for you. Call the personal injury powerhouse Schwabel, Getz & Sieben or visit schwabel.com to receive a free case consultation. Representing accident victims for over 50 years.
Taco John's Potato Olays are the best potatoes on the planet. And now we guarantee your order is served hot and crispy, or we'll replace them on the spot. Let's see a French fry guarantee that. Potato Olays, hot, fresh, and crispy guaranteed at Taco John's.
Get a sleep like no other on an Heirloom mattress from Home Sleep Express. And right now, pay no interest for 5 years. Plus, get free white glove delivery, setup, and a 120-night guarantee. Heirloom, the perfect sleep, night after night. At Home Sleep Express.
We know there's many places you could go for local news, weather, and sports. But we're humbled and honored that you made News 8 Now your #1 choice. You expect more, and so do we. Thanks for watching. Celebrating 70 years, we're News 8 Now.
Good Welcome to the Morning Blitz. It was Championship Sunday over in Bangor as the AA Legion Regionals were finishing up. Bangor entered the day needing just one win. Westby Coon Valley would need to win twice. Let's go there. A beautiful Sunday for some baseball. Bangor beat Westby 3-0 on Saturday, but Westby got things going early. First inning, Tumanon and Bo Milutinovic. Lines went back up the middle. That scores Connor Butzler. Westby goes in front. Same inning, this time Ben Rothel grounds one past the shortstop. Gavin Larson scores. Westby would lead by 3 after the first inning. Butzler was on the mound for Westby, and he was lights out. A couple of strikeouts. He would pitch a complete game shutout as Westby took game 1 4-0. And then in game 2, Westby would win again 7-2, which puts them into the state tournament. They'll be playing in Osseo starting on August 2nd. And in the AA Regional over in Onalaska, West Salem took down the La Crosse A's 8-2, which puts them through into the championship game, which is set for today at 1:30. The good news is both of these teams clinched a spot into the state tournament, as West Salem will be the host for the tournament next weekend. Big day in Milwaukee. Ryan Braun inducted into the Brewers Walk of Fame as Milwaukee was facing off with Miami. First pitch of the game, Xavier Edwards going deep for the Marlins, sends one over the fence and right. He would actually hit for the cycle in this one. Miami leads, but here come the Brewers. Man on for Jake Bowers, and he gets all of this baseball high and deep to right, and it's not even close. A 2-run shot. Milwaukee takes the lead. Third inning, Marlins threatening, liner up the middle, but Bryce Terang with the web gem to preserve the Brewers lead. And then in the fourth, Terang with runners at the corners, and he delivers on the offensive end. RBI single puts Milwaukee up 3. Then in the fifth, the rookie Jackson Churio get involved. He sends a solo blast out to center field as the Brewers get the win 6-2. In the American League, Twins over in Detroit up against the Tigers. Scoreless in the second with runners at the corners. Brooks Lee skies one high and deep to left. It's going to be an out on the sacrifice fly, but Minnesota takes a 1-0 lead. Seventh inning, now 2-0 Twins, and Matt Wallner lines one out to left over the head of the outfielders. Off the wall, that brings in another run. Minnesota leads by 3. Then in the ninth, Austin Martin going to bring in some insurance as Minnesota gets the win 5-0. That'll do for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Become a better you with the help and support of the Y. Whether you're training for a 5K, looking to gain strength, or lose weight, we are here to help. You can be stronger and living better through the help of the Y. Stop by the Y today or visit our website to learn more.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our healthcare and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Hey golfers, we're adding a little Yuletide cheer to the fairway at Drugan's Castle Mound with our Christmas in July gift certificate sale. For the month of July, purchase a certificate with a $60 value for only $50. Visit us online at Drugans.com or call 526-4144 to add some swings to your summer stocking.
At Drugan's Country Club, yes, Drugan.
Don't miss Reed and Chelsea starting at 10:30 here on Kicks 106.3.
Voice texters of a certain age, they don't put the punctuation in. Like young people, it's like, hey, comma, what are you doing, question mark. I've watched boomers, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to go? They just start throwing it out there, and the phone can't keep up with it. There's no commas. There's no, there's nothing.
It's difficult.
So you're reading this going, I don't know what the, and it's a very different sentence depending on where you put the comma. But they never think of that.
That's funny.
Become a better you with the help and support of the Y. Whether you're training for a 5K, looking to gain strength, or lose weight, we are here to help. You can be stronger and living better through the help of the Y. Stop by the Y today or visit our website to learn more.
Download the News 8000 app today. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, a new study by the Pew Research Center is finding more adults are choosing not to have children. It found the number of childless American adults younger than 50 is growing from 37% in 2018 to 47% last year. As for the reasons why, adults who were polled cited financial concerns, infertility, or it just didn't work out. For people younger than 50, the top reason was they simply didn't want to. People who responded to the survey said not having children gave them more resources to advance in their career and pursue their hobbies and passions. We all face stress in our daily lives, but long-lasting stress can affect our health, leading to physical reactions like headaches, body and stomach aches, and it can also worsen other mental health problems and conditions. Mandy Gaither has more on how chronic stress impacts the body and how to stop it.
It can be hard juggling work, family, and all the things in between.
More people than ever are reporting feeling chronically stressed. Stress that comes, that happens to all of us, but then that stress never goes away.
Chasing Life podcast host Dr. Sanjay Gupta says long-lasting stress puts your body into overdrive as levels of the primary stress hormone cortisol rise and increases the heart rate.
Could leave you feeling dizzy, could leave you feeling nauseated. If it's just short-term stress, which again we all have, then your cortisol levels will go back down. But with chronic stress, your levels stay elevated. It's kind of like leaving your foot on the accelerator of your car.
Gupta says some of the best ways to fight back against chronic stress are to get enough good quality sleep. These allow your body to relax and focus on having a healthy diet.
Comfort foods can be comforting, but also stress-inducing in the long run.
If social media or news events are stressing you out, take a break. Instead, spend time with family and friends. Gupta says staying connected is key to relieving stress. There's also relief in things like deep breathing and meditation.
One of the most helpful tools, probably exercise. Exercise releases these feel-good endorphins, and you can even tailor the exercise to your specific mood.
In times of stress, the CDC says it's especially important to limit alcohol intake and avoid using illegal drugs or misusing prescription drugs, as use of these can tend to increase when people are stressed. Lacrosse first responders took to the diamond yesterday, joining local Special Olympics athletes for a celebrity softball game. That event featured players from the lacrosse fire, police, and sheriff's office. Friendly competition provided a unique opportunity for athletes and first responders to connect over America's pastime.
Everybody has such a blast and all the support. We do a lot of collaboration events throughout the year, and it's great to see the athletes and the officers and firefighters, everybody interacting and having a really good time together.
All ticket proceeds went toward the Special Olympics. And runners hit the pavement in Stoddard yesterday to support their local first responders. The second annual Everyone Goes Home 5K raised funds for the Stoddard Bergen Volunteer Fire Department. Proceeds from the race go toward equipment to keep firefighters and emergency medical personnel safe on duty.
The fire department always has a limited budget, and so we do a lot of fundraising being a volunteer company, and that helps us just offset some of the costs of getting new equipment. Many of our vehicles and some of our equipment is all purchased by fundraising with the support from our community.
The 5K was followed by a day of family-friendly fun. The American Association of University Women's 66th Art Fair on the Green, Brighton Lacrosse on Saturday. That event showcased 30 local artist booths while raising scholarship funds for high school and college students. The Art Fair chair highlighted every purchase supports educational opportunities, blending creativity with community support.
Two things, really, that I always say is the fact that they're supporting fine arts, or they're supporting arts, the whole arts program. Like we've got a student group here, so they're supporting artists, local artists, and they're also providing scholarships for people.
If you'd like to donate or find more information about the program, you can visit news8000.com. One group is working to pay forward service to county by planting seeds for a healthier future. The Sons of the American Legion has launched a new effort to get kids involved in gardening. As Natalie Brand shows us, the idea sprouted in Maryland and could spread nationwide.
Tucked behind American Legion Post 217, a garden oasis.
We've got our herbs right here. We've got a whole variety of basil, oregano.
And labor of love for Sean Phelan, who's growing fresh produce for veterans and their families.
I'm only one person, so I needed some help.
So he recruited a new generation of green thumbs.
This is our new garden bed.
Cultivating their appetite.
You want to try one?
And an appreciation for working in the dirt.
How you have fresh air, getting out, eating vegetables instead of eating junk food.
It's really cool to eat the food that you grow.
The Post Pizza Garden has become a family and neighborhood affair.
I think it's something that can involve everyone in the community.
The Sons of the American Legion hopes this pilot program in Maryland takes off nationwide.
Get children off the Xboxes, outside, doing something with their family, doing something with their parents. Or the American Legion actually serves as some people's parents for kids who have single moms and dads. To get them in the American Legion, to get them outside, one of the sayings we used was get it in their hands to get it in their hearts.
Most people think that I'm some sort of horticulturalist. I'm actually an IT programmer, so I spend all day writing computer code, and gardening's just my hobby.
A passion rooted.
I like the radish.
You like the radish?
Well, you planted them.
In giving back.
Pumpkins should be ready about the...
The Maryland Pizza Garden also attracted the support of local city council members, and Sean Phelan hopes it'll inspire others to adopt the concept nationwide. The time now is 6:36. Here's News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our Monday morning commute.
It's a little wacky out there weather-wise. We have about a 30% chance of shower activity right about now, but we also have some dense fog, Marshfield, extending all the way down some patchy fog here at Vogue Field and in areas by Preston. We're also picking up some of that in our river parish, or excuse me, our river valleys here, and then extending out there to areas by Beaver Dam. You're having some fog out there as well. So we've got a lot of circulation moving around the area currently. We have some scattered showers and storm activity out there currently. And as we go into tomorrow, we're going to be seeing more along the lines of heat pop into the picture, storms, as well as humidity. So summertime is rearing its head as we finish out July. Take a look here as we get into the radar here over the last 6 hours. You can see the storms kind of firing off. Rockwell, all of this circulating right around us here. La Crosse getting brushed by it, and we have another batch coming in. But when I send it down to the last hour, you're picking up some shower and storm activity that's still getting a little bit closer. This is lingering, and this is moving out over to Madison. We see what we're picking up since 3 o'clock all the way into the 9 a.m. hour, just a little less than a tenth of an inch or so. Current temperatures in the 60s and 70s, widespread. And then we see as we go through the day for Eau Claire, you're picking up some pretty decent rainfall potentially as we finish out the day, maybe a shower or two, maybe a storm. We'll also see how this all plays out for the day, where you're seeing the highs holding on to at least up to, again, some 80s out there for everybody. Get out and enjoy it if you can. Back to you.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Darlene is turning 80 years old today. She loves to volunteer at her church, baking, and spending time with her great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren.
Jim is turning 88 years old today. He loves to go fishing, play cards, and volunteer at the Toma VA.
How about Charlotte? She's turning 100 years old today, and she loves to get out, get her nails done, go out to eat, and spending time with her great-grandson.
Happy birthday to her. That's incredible.
All right.
And happy birthday to all of you and anyone celebrating out there. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, July is National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. After the break, we'll speak with a local expert about improving access to mental health services for underserved communities.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride, but I already paid.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
We're digging in on Highway 61 and getting ready to build a new Chrysler Winona. But we are packed with cars where the building is supposed to go, and we need to make room. During the Make This the Summer event, we have huge savings on our best models. New vehicles under $40,000 include a well-appointed Jeep Grand Cherokee or Ram 1500 Quad Cab. Save up to $10,000 on a new Ram heavy-duty truck or $11,000 off a new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab. So come see us at our new location, Highway 61, Winona.
What kind of a loan officer do you think you deserve? I know that's a very tough question to answer. Here's what I think. I think you deserve a loan officer that is willing to look you in the eye before you take on a lot of debt and say, are you sure? If that's what you're looking for in a lender, call Firefighters Credit Union today.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Get 20% off during Hy-Vee's Frozen Food Sack Sale. One day only, this Tuesday. That's right, get 20% off all frozen food you can fit in a sack. Get 20% off frozen meals, 20% off frozen pizzas, 20% off frozen breakfast, 20% off frozen treats. Get 20% off all frozen food you can fit in a sack. Don't miss the Frozen Food Sack Sale. One day only, this Tuesday. Only at Hy-Vee.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think?
Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
All right, welcome back. Your local weather here. We have about a 30% chance of storm activity out there right now. Some patchy fog also to contend with this early morning. So folks on the roadway dealing with a little bit right now. Once we get into tomorrow, though, everybody's going to be dealing with this. Yeah, we're going to get warmer. Summer's going to show up. We're going to get hotter. It's going to be humid. And storms are going to be a part of our forecast as well going into Tuesday and Wednesday. We are in a marginal risk for severe weather today in the form of damaging wind. We'll see that increase tomorrow from tornadic activity, about a 2% chance to at least a 5% chance for damaging wind, and also with some large hail as well. And that will carry over into Thursday as well, potentially. We'll see here as we go into today. There's a look at the forecast for the severe weather, and it's again just damaging winds today. Thunderstorm activity on the way, possibly as we finish out today and getting into tomorrow, and then also into Wednesday. We'll pick that up again with the hot weather still holding onto our forecast. Not going to relent until the end of the weekend, possibly getting into next week. That being said, we take a look here. You can see all the way into rain and storms kind of tapering out by the time we get into possibly Thursday night going into Friday. Here's the look here, the rainfall potential. We'll see this kind of sliding by Ladysmith and then kind of dropping down all the way to Eau Claire, maybe with a shower or two, maybe that into our area as well. So bear that in mind. We'll have a couple of clips of this coming in, then again tonight with the possibility of that from Rochester to Winona back to us here, and then into areas by Decorah and up and out it goes in the overnight hours. So maybe at least 3 to 4 rounds of rainfall potential. And as I mentioned, it is a 30 to 20% chance to finish out. I know these keep saying about 40% chance, but it's a possibility of that happening. And as we go into La Crosse, you're also looking here at about a 40% chance for that storm kind of moving out of areas right by Minneapolis and heading our direction. The zone forecast for you is, we put this into motion for you. You're going to see some of these areas that are popping up a little bit of rainfall potential in there. As you can see, some of that's going to continue to move. You see that in areas by Gays Mills right there. You're going to be picking that up over at Stoddard, possibly all the way down into Macora as well. And then we take another look to see who's getting what. We'll also see here for La Crosse, the potential for that as well. So we have isolated shower chances and storm activity not out of the question for the day. And as I mentioned, it's about a 30% chance. Chippewa Falls doing the same thing all the way up to the north as well. And then you'll see that continue on. However, though, 86 degrees for our highs today. We'll get into tomorrow. We're going to bump up those temperatures. Humid conditions start to roll in, but they'll really pick up coming in on Wednesday, where temperatures go into 91 degrees. They'll feel like it's about 95 on your skin in some cases. We'll also see by Thursday you've got the thunderstorm activity again, and the humidity still working into your forecast, tapering off into Thursday night, and then going into early morning Friday, Saturday, you'll be seeing drier conditions for you and a good looking day ahead, but still pretty hot and humid.
July is National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, and today on Mindful Monday, we're shining a light on the often overlooked and important issue of minority mental health. To do that, we're joined by Erin Hardy, a licensed clinical social worker and behavioral health consultant with Gunderson's Family Medicine Clinic in Sparta. Good morning, Erin.
Good morning.
So what do you want people to know about minority mental health, and then why is a month like this dedicated to this so important?
Many of us in the BIPOC community face obstacles seeking mental health treatment. And it's so important because we want to raise awareness for everybody that we have those obstacles and that there are those challenges affecting the BIPOC community. We want to call to light the disparities that exist.
Yeah.
Well, statistics show that racial and ethnic minorities have groups are less likely to have mental care awareness in their lives. Why is that?
There's several reasons. There's the access and affordability of care. There's also racial trauma. And then there's the myths about mental health, that we're strong enough. We don't need to go outside the family. There's the religious beliefs that we can pray it away. You know, and then there's the beliefs that we need to keep our problems within the family.
Yeah, very true. And those are kind of generational too, right? Those beliefs have kind of been passed down, so I can imagine that that's hard to break.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. And then so what are the biggest concerns regarding minorities and mental health in our community?
There was a survey done in 2024, this year, and it was done within 7 counties. And it showed, for those that did the survey, that in Monroe and La Crosse counties, that racism and mental health were huge concerns. So that is a big concern.
Yeah.
And, you know, the people that did the survey said, yes, we need to do something about this. So those being concerns, again, access, affordability, language barriers, all of those.
All right, so that goes to being underserved, so for minority groups. So how can we make this better?
One thing that's really important is making sure that the providers are culturally competent and continue with training so there is empathy and understanding. Another thing that we can do is make sure that there are interpreters and language lines, and that's something that Gunderson is really great at. Their language line has numerous languages, so we can have that access.
All right, well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, the Paris Olympics began with a spectacular opening ceremony, and we'll look at all the big moments from the opening weekend. Plus, we sit down with one American athlete who's looking for gold and striking gold with her amazing TikTok following. We're also talking to a young woman who proves you can never be too young to rock. You may know 14-year-old drummer Nandi Bushell from her viral performances with the Foo Fighters. Now she's adding author to her resume. She will be here to tell us how drumming changed her life. And it is Monday, and that means another heartwarming edition of Beg Knows America. We hear from a Texas woman who divorced her husband only to become his legal guardian. They're redefining what a family actually is. We'll see you.
Your child's confidence stems from learning and seeing clearly. At Shopko Optical, our professional team will help your child start their journey of confidence by providing quality eye care in a warm and comfortable environment. Schedule their back-to-school exam at shopko.com.
Let River City Grill be your new lunch destination. Whether it's corporate lunches, parties, or events, we have the space and food for all of your gathering needs, big or small. We offer an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. with unlimited soup, salad, pizza, wings, and so much more. There's something for everybody. Stop by the bar and pair your delicious lunch with one of our many beers available on draft. River City Grill, Winona, Minnesota.
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our healthcare and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
For over 40 years, Blood Cross Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CEHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
Everyone's vision needs are unique. At Shopko Optical, our caring team of professionals will work with you to ensure your vision is at its best. Shopko Optical can help you experience every detail, color, and breathtaking sight in clarity.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your morning news now. A Minnesota man faces felony drug charges after a canine discovered suspected marijuana and meth during a traffic stop near Osseo. The Trempealeau County Sheriff's Office reports Danny G. Reynolds of New Hope was pulled over around 2 a.m. Saturday in the town of Sumner. A canine alerted officers to drugs in the vehicle, leading to the discovery of about 30 pounds of marijuana and 1 pound of meth. Reynolds was arrested and taken to the Trempealeau County Jail on multiple drug-related charges. Happening now, Iowa's heartbeat bill that would ban most abortions has gone into effect. That means an abortion is now deemed illegal in the state once a fetal heartbeat is detected. That comes a week after the state Supreme Court denied Planned Parenthood's request to rehear a challenge to the law. Iowa justices then sent the case to a district judge to decide on when to lift the injunction. Supporters of the bill praised the court's decision and said it's a step in a right direction toward a full ban.
And so our end goal, our gold standard, has been and will continue to be protecting all life from the moment of conception. So we are looking forward to next legislative session already and hope to introduce a life at conception bill here in Iowa.
Heartbeat bills are controversial as they ban abortions before many women know they're pregnant. The new law includes exceptions for rape, incest, and medical emergencies. But opponents warn not all victims of rape or incest would be able to access those exceptions.
The rape and incest exclusions are not really that, because that has to be reported, and we know statistically that simply does not happen, especially with young people who are really, really vulnerable, and that's who this hurts the most.
Democrats in the state say they're working to help fight similar bills from passing in the Iowa State House. A week after President Biden's decision to drop out of the 2024 race and endorse his vice president, La Crosse County Democratic Party members are ramping up their efforts. With less than 100 days until the election, local Democrats report a significant surge in volunteers and donations as they mobilize canvassers for door-to-door outreach.
At first, people were sad. And yes, everybody was sad that Joe stepped down, but he is for party and for his country. Pass the torch to Kamala, and we have got more people in the office wanting to volunteer in some form or fashion.
She adds she hasn't seen this level of enthusiasm since Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. The second gentleman, Douglas Emhoff, was in Wausau Saturday alongside Governor Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin. The program started with a parade and ribbon cutting, featured a dance performance. Then Governor Evers, Senator Baldwin, and Emhoff all gave short speeches. Emhoff commended President Biden's decision to drop out of the race, but most of his speech was focused on the importance of the upcoming election.
This community right here could decide the election in this state, which could decide the election, the entire election.
He encouraged voters to go to the polls this November. The Hickson House hosted Games in the Garden yesterday, offering visitors a glimpse into Victorian-era entertainment. Participants enjoyed croquet, badminton, and other period games once favored by the Hickson family. The La Crosse County Historical Society's executive director highlighted the event as an excellent opportunity for people to explore the historic Hickson House while experiencing authentic 19th century leisure activities.
It's just a great way for people in the community. A lot of times where you live, you are working and don't get involved and check out everything cool that's local. So it's a great opportunity for the locals can come and check out the Hickson House.
Visitors had the opportunity to tour the first floor of the historic Hickson House.
All right, showers, storms, and some fog out there still holding on for this morning commute. Please take it slow with more on the way as we get into at least the 8 o'clock hour, not only for Eau Claire, but for La Crosse as well. It's about a 30 to 40% chance, and it will continue into the afternoon. Highs today, mostly around the low to middle 80s, and then we're going to bump it up tomorrow. We'll see those upper 80s into the forecast for you, and it's going to feel a lot warmer on your skin as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday with storm activity on the way. Summertime has continued to move into the area and will do so all the way into next week as well. That is your forecast.
All right, thank you. The Milwaukee County Zoo is celebrating a prickly new arrival. A female porcupine known as a porcupette was born recently, marking the 5th offspring for her parents. In a creative gender reveal, zookeepers had an adult porcupine pop a balloon filled with pink confetti. The yet unnamed porcupette had a rough start, struggling to gain weight. But she is now thriving and has nearly doubled her weight. Look at her go.
Yeah, and here I thought my job was difficult.
Porcupette. We learned a new term today, too. I like it.
There you go.
Well, thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Monday morning.